Welcome back to the Cosmetic Bureau of Investigation, my lovely, beautiful humans. So today I'm going to show you my top 5 tricks to getting perfect, flawless makeup for your next holiday gathering. It's a season of giving, so I'm giving you guys all of these tips. Okay, so tip number 1 is always make sure that you prep your skin with skincare. That is the most important step. It's going to, one, keep your makeup looking flawless, but also you're going to have to use a lot less product after you apply skincare. You always want to make sure that you start off with some toner. So I have some right here, and you guys can tell that I'm running low because I'm always using it. And you're going to get 2 cotton rounds like this. So all you do is you just go ahead, you saturate the pads with toner, and you just swipe this all over your face. So what I like about toner, it helps remove any dead skin cells that you might have, and it also lets you know if your face wash is working, which also, by the way, please wash your face before you start your skincare routine. I've seen people be a little bit gross and decide to wash their face with toner. It doesn't exactly work that way. Toner does help remove dead skin cells, but you still need that first initial washing to really remove the majority of pollution from your skin. And even right now, so I just washed my face. I haven't put makeup on, and you guys can see on the pads how dirty they are. Let's see. So it's actually pretty cool. The next thing you want to do is you want to use some eye cream. I do have this Autocorrect by Sunday Riley, and all you want to do is grab a little bit. So you all need to do is grab a little bit, rub it between here, and you're going to press it on underneath. Now this is going to help your concealer look better and your eyeshadow blend better because it helps moisturize that area of the under eye. Like that. Next, you want to make sure that you're using a moisturizer. Now with moisturizers, you could go very, very basic, or you could go very, very expensive. It just really depends on your skin type, your skin preferences, and everything. But one of my favorite ones is the Ultra Repair Cream, and I have it right here. So the cool thing about this one, it's actually one of the most affordable moisturizers at Sephora. The 2 ounce is $12, which is almost drugstore pricing, and they do have different sizes, so the bigger you buy, the cheaper it gets. So you're just going to go ahead and grab some. Now what I like to do is I like to put it on the palm of my hands, really warm it up so it turns liquidy, and then I just like to press that onto my skin. When you rub it onto your fingers first, it helps create more of a liquid consistency, and that way it's easier to spread around. So when you're using less product, and two, it helps your skin absorb it a little bit better. Make sure you go down too, like that. Face wise, that's pretty much it, but I do like to add an extra step right here, and that is lips. So always condition your lips before you start adding any lip product, but it's also best to add it during this stage of your prepping routine. The more you let it sink in, the more prepared your lips are going to be. So for that, I'm going to start off with the Marula oil. Now, I like this particular packaging because it's a roller ball. I was trying to find it online, but I think they discontinued it. Essentially, all I do is I just put some on, press my lips together, and then I go on top of it with this. This is the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Balm. This one you can find it at Sephora and Bite.com. It's almost like a wax, but it's really thick, really hydrating too. And I just add it on top like that. Okay, so as far as skincare, this is it. Let it sink in for probably about 5 minutes before you do anything else. So we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, so I've let my skincare settle in a bit. My tip number 2 is make sure you use a pore primer. Now this applies whether you're oily, you're dry, or you're normal. What this is going to do, it's going to help smooth out the canvas of the skin. It's going to really help minimize any pores. If you have more oily skin, definitely go with the Smashbox pore primer that they have, or the Professional by Benefit. If you have combo to dry skin, you can go ahead and use the Professional, the pearl version of it, this pink one. Or you could do the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. That one's actually infused with argan and rose oil, so it does make it more nourishing to the skin. Now, the tip is the way you apply the primer. So make sure that you actually get quite a bit. So this is a little bit more than what is recommended. Right there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Yep, there you go. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to rub it between the fingers, spread it out, and you're going to buff it into the skin in circular motions. So just keep on doing circular motions like this. Get it in that under eye area. That's going to help your concealer from creasing. And go both ways. So go clockwise and counterclockwise. Now, the other thing that you have to do, you're not done yet. You're going to go ahead and you're just going to go ahead and tap it in. To really press it in and make sure that that primer just isn't sitting on top. What you also want to do is heat up the primer a bit. This is going to make sure that it really just like collapses into the pore. And really helps cover everything. So even now without foundation, you can see my face does look a little bit smoother. And it's just because it's already starting to cover everything. So that's tip number 2. Okay, so tip number 3 is to use less foundation than what you normally use. If you've been following everything up to this point, you should already be at a stage where you don't need as much foundation as you think you do. And to demonstrate that, I'm actually going to grab a bit of foundation, and I've prepped 2 of my... Okay, so I only have a little bit of foundation, about equal amounts on each hand. So this side, I already added the moisturizer, the eye cream, the toner, everything that we've done up to this point. And on this hand, I've only applied primer on dry skin. So right here, you'll see the product does spread out, but it starts looking cakey, especially around the areas where there's more texture, like right here. And this area, it just blends like a dream, and it just keeps on spreading. Like you can tell, like with this one, I'm actually able to spread it out a lot further over the whole entirety of my hand, and yet still keep that nice dewy coverage that just makes it look like skin. So I will be adding pictures of close-ups because I don't think the camera can really capture much. But even right here, you can kind of see this side's more like dry and matte, and this side is more dewy and more skin-like. So we'll add pictures of that, just like really good close-ups that you guys can see it. But here's the thing. So on the face, what I recommend is you do 4 dots on each area and 2 dots on your nose. So with me, I like having like little pre-mixed containers. I have so much foundation and my skin tone does tend to change. So I always like pre-mix it and keep it in this little container. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2. Now, if you need more foundation, you could always go back, but what we're going to do first is we're going to use a really, really dense buffing brush like this one, and we're just going to do circular motions like this. I didn't mention this, but the foundations that I have mixed were the Huda foundation and the NARS Natural Radiance with a little bit of Kat Von D. So if you're familiar with those foundations, you know that they're pretty on the thick side, and it's really easy to go like very heavy-handed with them. Now, to even this out even more, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a damp beauty sponge. This one's actually one of the blending eggs from Beauty Bakery. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to press on top of it. Now this is just going to make sure that everything melds into my skin and just looks nice and beautiful. Okay, so there you go. This is a very soft, very natural, full coverage foundation look. And it's perfect for the holidays because you don't want to look too crusty and dry and matte and just like really caked on, especially if you're going to family gatherings and stuff like that. Okay guys, so I just went ahead and I added some brows, eyeliner, and concealer. So now it's time for tip number 4, and that is to bronze, not to contour. You can almost fake contour with bronzer, and I'm going to show you how right now. So what you want to do is choose your favorite bronzer. Today I'm just going to be using this Milani All Over Glow. It's a little bit more affordable, but you can also use Hoola by Benefit. I really like that one too. You're going to pick up some product, right? And you're going to hold your hair back. Now do fish face like this. Now when you're doing this fish face, really find where your cheekbones are. So mine are right there. And you're going to place the brush down and you're going to swipe down. So press, swipe, press, swipe, press, swipe. Now this is going to create a gradient, which is going to give you almost the illusion of lift, just like a darker color would. And just go ahead and keep on adding as much as you need to. Now the good thing about bronzing versus contouring is contouring can sometimes seem a little bit harsh. So Christmas time, Hanukkah, whatever you guys celebrate, is really a time where people decide to take a lot of family pictures or like friend pictures, and you just don't want to end up looking like super like chiseled out, especially in the wrong lighting. So now just repeat the same thing on the other side. And you'll notice I'm always going from back to front, back to front, back to front. I'm never going like this, because that's when you start losing that gradient and you start just getting that orange streak. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some more up. I'm going to press and swipe back. So again, just creating that nice gradient in my temples. If you have a smaller forehead, you might not want to do this because it's just going to throw off the balance a bit. But you're just swiping back. And again, you're not going back and forth because that's just going to create an effect that you're not going for. You can also pick up a little bit and run it on the sides of your nose. And I like running it on my jawline as well. And right here, I just do circular motions all along my throat because I just want that warmth right there. But we also don't want a harsh line that's going to show up all sorts of funky on pictures and stuff. So as you can see, my face does look a little bit more chiseled now, but it doesn't look super harsh. So that's tip number 4, bronze, don't contour. Okay, so for tip number 5, it's lip liner. So whatever look you're going to do, whatever lip color you're going to wear, make sure that you use lip liner. And that's actually for a variety of reasons. Okay, so the first reason why you want to use lip liner is because it creates a darker contour of the lips. So it helps make your lips look more full, more out there. So, and also, it's going to help define your lip shape, especially if it's something that you struggle with. You don't necessarily need to overline, but just by having a darker color on the outside and blending it in, you're making sure that your lips look more full. So I'm going to show you right now. You want to make sure that you do soften out that line. You don't want a harsh line. That's not what you're going for, but you do want to make sure that most of your lip product is around the outside of your lips. That way, when you go in with a lip stick or liquid lipstick like this one, You don't just get that bright bold red, you get a little bit of contour around. And you can also go back in with the lip liner if you choose to. And this just helps define everything a little bit more. So there's that. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take this off real quick. So that's the first reason. You just want to get some contour and definition. The second reason why you should use lip liner is it helps act as a base. So when you go on top with your lipstick or lip gloss, it's going to help it stay longer. So that way if your lip gloss fades during dinner or your lipstick fades during dinner, you'll still have that nice solid base. So for that, I'm actually going to use Urban Decay's 1993. Now, in the previously when we did this, you only went outside. This time you want to go outside, but you also want to go inside. And really make sure you have that nice even coverage. When I'm using lip gloss, I actually like playing around with colors, so I'll use a darker color like this, not going with a lighter lip. Just a little bit lighter inside. And again, just to get a little bit more of that like previous contour definition that we saw. Now, when I add my lip gloss on top, and I'm going to use like a really super light one, just to create like a really stark difference, I'm going to use Anastasia. That way you can see what I mean. Okay, so now you would be good to go. You have your lip gloss on and everything. But as dinner starts progressing, you start chewing on stuff. So I'm just going to use the back of... No, I can't use this. I'll use this so you guys get an idea. Okay, wasn't the best idea. Now I have these fluffies, but you can see you don't end up looking bare lipped. You would still have that lip color on to some extent. So that way you don't just look like you made out with your fork or something. So that's tip number 5. Oh, we're at 5 already. So that's tip number 5. Just make sure you use lip liner either to contour or to just act as a base or primer for your lipstick or your lip gloss. That way, as the lipstick fades, you still have your lip liner underneath to help give you a little bit of color for the lips, at least in between like retouching and stuff like that. Okay guys, so thank you for watching, and make sure you guys stay tuned because this is not going to be my only holiday video. I'm also going to do a tutorial of an eyeshadow look, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. That would really help me out. And also thank you to all of you guys that have been sharing my videos on your social media. I did notice like the amount of time that people were watching my videos and the number of views did go up since like the first video that I posted. So I'm barely starting out, so it really does help me out, guys. But yeah, as always, like, thank you so much, my lovely, beautiful humans. Until next time.